Our last topic in the class is called linear regression, and it's used to make predictions, and we use lines to help us make predictions. Now, in order to get to that lesson on linear regression, I want to do some review with you on slopes and lines and y-intercepts, because those are going to be crucial to being able to understand the topic of linear regression, because that's what's being used in that process. So a quick refresher, hopefully this is just review. If it's not review and you need more help, let me know and I'll help you. So we have our slope, that is the change in y over the change in x, which is also shown using this equation where we take the difference in the y values over the difference in the x values. We also have what's called slope, intercept, form of a line. Now, there's many different forms of a line, but we're going to focus on slope-intercept form of a line, and you'll see it like this. Or on your calculator or your GeoGebra, sometimes it's listed as this. The M and the A represent slope, and the B is the y-intercept. And the B is where it crosses on the y-axis. So the first example we're going to walk through is how to create a table and plot the values so we can graph the line. So here's our example of the line. M, that's the number that's in front of the x, that's our slope. So M is equal to 3, that's our slope. And B is equal to -2. That's where it crosses the y-axis. So to make a table with a set of ordered pairs, you just plug in the value into the correct variable and solve for the other variable. So we have y is equal to 3x minus 2. For the first ordered pair, we have that x is -1, and we need to find the value of y. So where I see x in the equation, I'm going to replace it with -1. So I have 3 times -1 minus 2. That's going to give us a -5. Right? Because 3 times -1 is a -3. And then I subtract 2, and that gives me a -5. So this tells me when x is -1, y is -5. And you would write the ordered pair like this. -1, comma, -5. Now to graph that point on the grid, since the first value is our x, we're going to come across the x-axis. Let me get my highlighter out. Here's my x-axis, it's the horizontal axis, and starting from 0, I'm going to come out to -1. Then on the y-axis, that's the vertical axis, I'm going to come down to -5. So my point, -1, -5, is this value right there. Oh, let me erase that so it doesn't get cluttered. Okay, now for the next point, we have that x is 0. So where I see x in the equation, I'm going to plug in 0. So I have y is equal to 3 times 0 minus 2. So when I take 3 times 0, that's 0, and then I subtract 2, and I get a -2. So my ordered pair for this would be 0, -2. So now finding the point on the grid, since x is 0, I'm not going to move horizontally at all. I'm going to just stay on a 0. And the y value is -2, so I'm going to come down here. So my point is going to be right here. Okay, let's do the last one. Y is equal to 3 times 2. This is when x is 2. So I have 3 times 2 is 6, minus 2 is 4. So my ordered pair for this one is going to be 2, 4. So for the horizontal distance, I'm going to come out 2, and then I'm going to go up 4, and so there's where my point should be. Now, when I draw a line with my ruler and connect the dots, so here's my line that goes through all of these points. Notice that where it crosses the y-axis is at -2. So this point right here, that's my y-intercept. It's the value of y when x is 0.